Just look at this beautiful building. I'll bring it up close as I can here. This is the Sharnbrook Mill, which is now converted into a theatre. But this mill goes back right until, well, it's 1760, but it was originally owned at this time after the Norman Conquest in 1086 by Judith, who was a countess and a niece of William I. And also the other owner was Hugh de Beauchamp, I think. But it's got continuous property records from about Georgian period, about the 1760s, and has been through various ownership in that time. But it's thought that there was even a mill here, a flour mill, a windmill, water mill, probably before the Norman Conquest, just on the sites there. So anyway, I'm going to have a go at this now because we've got some lovely, what attracted me to this actually was this lovely puddle here, or this, well, it's the mill pond of course, but it's dark, and how I got the reflections in there and that light, almost phthalo green there, this bright area of light, these nice trees and these reeds, and the picture is framed very much by the vegetation here, the overhanging trees. It was a rather overcast day actually when I took this just a couple of days ago, but I might try and catch this dark clouds, a little bit of brightness there, so let's get on with that and see what I can make of it. You'll notice I've sketched it in roughly there. I don't know how well you can see that. Looks a bit bright looking through my camera, but I'm going to go for the sky as a kick-off anyway. Going to make a puddle of cobalt blue. It's got a little bit of purple in it as well. So let's just, I think I'll step up with a bit of ultramarine there. That's just a bit weak. And of course watercolour always dries a lot lighter. Which I should have taped this to the board. I was just painting on the back of a painting that I wasn't very happy with, so that's why I've failed to tape it down. I think I'll better do that now, just finish this little bit first. Leave a few sky holes there. I think I'll put a bit of dark into it, a bit of whole sienna or umber. I can do something in this. Okay, let's leave that. Right, let me get and tape that up first of all. Well, I've got a bit of tape on it now. I forgot to do that. So I probably won't get a nice clean edge along there, but I will here. So let's just have a look at the sky now. I think I need to darken that up a bit. I think I'm going to go for a little bit of ultramarine and a bit of Payne's grey, a bit of umber, because it was rather dark. Let's leave it like that now. Just drying my little brush out, my mop brush, so I can get some soft edges on here. Let's leave it like that. Now, we've got numerous sort of greens here. So I've got to try and capture the different tonal values. So I've got a darkish one in this area. There's lights and darks, but I think some of my darkest greens are here, right in my foreground here on the right, just along here. So I think I'm going to just tap in some like this. There's green all along here. So I'm going to got some coming down here, diffused a little bit through our clouds there. Now these are just give me just a light background of the green, and I will vary it as I go. So I think I'm going to, well, it's wet, I'll just tap in some darks here using my wet on wet here. So that will help a little bit. Set the tone. Yes, that's better. When this is drier, I'll leave a period for it to dry, and then I can put some more definition in there. Right, let's go with that for the moment. And here, sorts of greens here. There's a bridge there, some different greens, and a sweep of green along here. Keep this fairly light here, and I'll go in with some dark drier paint to put some reeds in. This whole bank of reeds on here, and that green is coming here. Got some overhanging stuff there. Got a bridge here, but this is this bit in the middle here is quite sort of browny green. Must get the tone. Try and get some reflection as well of the building there. So let's just mix away a bit here. Yes, that's not so far off what I'm looking for. quite an arc of pond here. Not pond, I mean free of weed. This is the mill pond, I guess I could say, really. Let's make it darker in places. Say this is a nice red brick in here, so we'll try and get some reflections in of that. Right, and you see some of that water here. It's largely obscured by reeds right in the foreground, but it comes right up here actually, so let's leave that. But I could just squint in my eyes and I can see a darker tone there, so get a bit darker there. I think I'm going to put a bit of Payne's grey with that brown up under the bridge. Really quite dark there. Comes out here. Right. Let's bring that down here a little bit more. Right, now with this I need to put a similar colour to that I've got into the roof of the mill. So looking carefully at it, it's a raw umber. Yes, quite dark. Let's see if we can go with that. This is quite a small bit of paper actually, it's only A4. Rather smaller than I like, but I thought I'd paint on the back of an old painting which didn't really work. So just use this as a, see how it goes. Good quality paper though, it's Daleroni, £140 weight, so it's a pretty good quality, quite forgiving, can lift things with a good quality paper. If things don't work out, you can sometimes make some changes. The sun, although it was an overcast day, was coming in from the right. So I've gone along here, I've got this edge of this little building here. We've got edge under the eaves there. I'll try and go with that right away. I think I'm going to put it on the darker side, like that. Right. marks actually everywhere. This is a staircase coming in here. Some of that's quite dark. Under here. And let's get the face of the building in right now. So I've got a little bit of burnt sienna here. This is sort of a bit redder, but I'll mix that with some of that burnt umber and just sweep in a little bit here. Right, let's go with that. Lots of old windows. I'm going to try and preserve a little bit of light there so I can put some dark just to represent the glass. Right, let's go with that. Right. Okay, let's leave that. And this is similarly a reddish colour. Actually, I've got some light red here. So I'll step up that colour a little bit. Make it more interesting. Slightly different tone or value. That comes down here. I've got a bridge here. Whole bridge. And the brick walls coming all along here. Some railings I put in later. Right, okay. And I think I need to bring that brick colour down a bit more. Right, let's darken up that bit of the building so we've got contrast with the other, so it makes it easier to read. And then the roof, let's get something going there. Yes, we can do with that. this side we need to still get some red, some brick colour. This is a bit lighter and brighter actually because it's catching the sun. It's coming from the right there. Right. And I'm just going to sweep some of that down there. There was buildings out here which are obscured somewhat by the trees, which I'll deal with in a minute. We'll cover some of that. Just want to suggest some structure there. You can do that. Right, windows there. Let's try and get on with some of this vegetation. We've got some quite bright greens on here. And bits in here as well. And this slab of green here. Just using the side of my brush so we can use some of the texture in the paper to give me a bit of sparkle. And I've got a lot of different greens, some of them quite dark, just coming up in this area. We've got I'm going to try and get some dark in here. Great reed beds. Darker trees here. This brush I'm using is a round Aquafine Toleroni. I'll probably use a rigger to give me some finer marks, but for the moment I think we can go with this. Right, and there were some quite bright greens in places. I must try and get those in. Let's just carry on with some of our reeds. It's a thick vegetation. Soften those lines where it matches or merges with this vegetation. If you have too sharp lines, sometimes they look like it's stuck on. We don't want that. Shape is stuck, so not a good idea. Trying to vary the shapes and colours of some of our vegetation. Still got to deal with these trees though. Let's put something different in. A bit of sienna. Mix with your greens, sage green. I've got some viridian as well, which I think can't use on its own. It is a bit sort of garish, but some places it's just what you need. So I think we can still put some here. I've got it coming into our frame here. Right. Let's get on and try and get some of these trees in here. God, I noticed something. It looks a bit almost poplar-like, yes. It's also a little browner, not so vivid a green, so let's see what we can do. I think I better put a bit of ochre with it. It's too green. Need to light brown. It's a little bit too strong. That's better. Is sort of overhanging here. Need to darken up certain areas here. Drop a bit of ultramarine, some ochres, so it can give me some darker vegetation. But I want to set darker against lighter. So we got some, I want to keep that a bit lighter. That shape there. Let's see if I can drop in some darker colours on parts of them. Trees are often a lot darker towards the underside because it's not getting the light, of course. Let's do that. Again, still here. Need to vary it. And just looking at my reference, I think I need something here. A little bit yellower and lighter towards the top because it's catching the sun. So we can do that. Dropping a bit of yellow into it. A bit of cadmium yellow will warm it up for us. Again, still needs some darks here. Try and suggest some sky holes here. You can see a little bit through it. Darker here in the foreground because they're not getting the sun. The lower parts of the plant, all the reeds there. Now I need to take these reeds up a little bit. Let's get some mixture, some viridian and some sage green as well. This was deep reeds all along here. So I'll try and vary so they're a bit smaller there as opposed to here. So we've got some sense of perspective. Right, now I need to, I think I need to put a little bit of lightish ochre, I think, along this wall here. Let's put a little bit of burnt sienna with it. Give me a little bit of watercolour there. This wall coming along here. More bricks. Put some detail in the house, in the old mill shortly. Mainly trying to get the block in, but also there was a really brightish pondweed green, yellowy green. Yes, like something like it there. Let's put that down there. Came in here, look. Right, there we go. Bit of green over there. On that left side we still need some more vegetation. Actually I can see a whole bank of green here. Again, ring the changes where we can. So it's cascading down over the wall like this. And over this bit of the mill actually. So let's get some right there. We've got this in our foreground here. I think that still needs some greens, slightly lighterish tone. Right, now I've got to stand back a bit, see what I've got to deal with, and I can see I need some bluey greens in this section. It's too bright here in the foreground. Bluey kind of reeds. Too dark. The base got to anchor the vegetation down. Otherwise it looks like it's floating. Use your nail sometimes to create some marks which suggests the lighter vegetation. And again, let's put some more reeds in. the shapes. Got banks of reeds here. Right. I think I need some a little darker in this area. Now, down here, I think I'm going to get a very fine rigger brush. Got one here. This is Winsor Newton Cotman 3, number 3 rigger. So I need something really quite a fine point on it, because I want to try and suggest some fine trunks coming in to this trees along here. Let me see. Could put some more fine reeds. There's a tangle of reeds. Still just trying to use some of the fine detail of this brush, fine hairs on it to create some suggestion of branches going here. I think I need something a bit darker, so I've got some ultramarine into my sap green. Right, I think we can darken up some of these little. This cascading sort of, I don't know what tree this is actually. It's coming down like this. some try and get a few things growing up this wall, but I think perhaps now is the time to get in some detail on that old mill building. It is, of course, our main focus, although I was taken by the vegetation around it, the mill pond and all of that. But as I say, it's really the star of the show, I think. The mill, isn't it? So let me see now if I can examine my reference photograph and see if I can do something to get more detail into our mill. Yes, I've got a sort of structure there, and yes, let's bite the bullet and see if we can get some of these forms in. Some of the windows. Got some right under the eaves here, actually, just like that. Little tiny, odd-shaped windows. Yes, big one here. Door there of some sort. A loading bay, perhaps. Window there. One just about poking through there. On that side as well. Got some drain pipes and various forms there. Right. Let me see. Yes, it's a slightly different tone along there. Let's try and do something more on that tree. The trees in the background there. And let's go back to that fine little rigger and see if we can add some more details in various places. Yes, that's better. Now also I can see little windows in that smaller building as well. Oh yes, we've got windows here. I say this is just a A4 paper. It's a little too small for me to do fine detail. I've got to try and get some in though to suggest it. Yes, that's better. What a history this has got. My word. I always think if the walls could talk, what tales they could tell us. There's some railings along here. A little walkway. There's a building in the background there. I think this might be the old mill house actually. Now it's I think a hotel or a restaurant. This is quite a remarkable theatre here. It's won all sorts of awards, and they run really good quality shows there, which of professional level really. I could make sure that I've got this more of an arch there. It's quite dark coming out there. The mill pond. I can see some nice sort of teasels, or what would they be? Some sort of vegetation with they're probably reed heads, bulrushes maybe. Right, now let's just try and suggest, if I can, by lifting out some of the colour there in the pond there, in the reflection. So I take a damp brush and try and lift out some of to suggest some of these windows reflecting the light. So I lift it out. I've got something here. So reflecting this building here, some of these lighter elements reflecting in the shape of it. Yes, I think we could probably do that. Now, do I put some whites in there to add some sparkle at some point? Yes, come on, let's do that. I've got some Chinese white, So I'll make up a fairly stiff mixture of that. See what I could do it with gouache, but I think because I've got this, let's go for that. Some white gate here. Let's put that in. Some other white elements there. Can put some in the water there. So it reflects something of the sky that we're getting. Although it's a fairly overcast sky. Now, should I darken up that wall a little bit? Oh, that's far too dark. Just wipe that out a bit. Yes, that's a bit better. Yes, I think we can do that. Still need some darker bits here, so it makes this look bright. It does come over a little bit over the mill building, so let's see if I can suggest that a bit. Right, well, I think I'm pretty much done on this one. It's just a quick sketch, really, of the of this old mill in Sharnbrook, which is a village in North Bedfordshire in England. As I said, it's old mill dating from 1086. It's actually mentioned in the Doomsday Book, would you believe? It was 1086, and it was noted for the amount of eels that you could have there as well, or find in these waters. So let's take off the tape and see what we've got, whether it's working or not. Well, we get a nice edge there, and we'll get one this side, and on the bottom, of course, I can do that. There we go. And the top one will not be much of an edge, I don't think, because I've got to put it on before I started, but never mind, we'll put it off anyway. There we are. So, there it is. If you like this painting, what I've done and the work I do on these, please subscribe so you'll be notified when I do more. And also I'll be interested in any comments. Do add a comment on the painting, or what you like, or even suggestions, things that I could do in the future. I much appreciate that. So thanks for watching.